Let's talk about Marina Vendrell. So I don't have the actual English version of this card, but she's basically an enchantment commander that can tap to lock or unlock rooms, which are the new enchantment subtype. But this is a lore TikTok, folks. So who is this woman, and why does it look like she lives in a bubble where the house is still beautiful and nice? So we got a lot of backstory from the Planeswalker's Guide to Duskmourn, as well as the main Duskmourn story. But to understand her backstory, you need to learn a little bit about what Duskmourn was like before it became the house. The plane that existed before Duskmourn was full of analogs to, modernish technology, like half a century behind us. That's right, people close to my age. The 1980s were almost half a century ago. But their technology was a little bit different. Their technology was powered by the summoning of these non-corporeal entities, spirits, minor magical beings. Until one day, someone summoned a being more powerful than they could actually handle. And that being was Valgavoth, a demon. Realizing their mistake, they bound him to the house and promptly fled, and the house changed hands a couple of times until Marina Vendrell's family purchased it. Marina felt like an outcast. She had just moved to this area. She didn't really have any friends. She was getting bullied at school. And so when her friend, the entity bound to the house in the basement, offered her to help with her problems, she leapt on that opportunity. And she brought him some of the people that were giving her problems at school, and they were never seen again. But with this offering, it sort of kickstarted Valgavoth's ability to absorb more and more. Soon the house grew to encompass the neighboring houses, eventually the city and the world. But all of this is tied up in a pact between Marina and Valgavoth. As people started to disappear around Marina, she started to realize something was wrong. And she looked into the history of the house and realized the entity was actually a demon. And she threatened to burn down the house if he didn't stop. So Valgavoth and Marina made a pact. He would give her back the world as she remembered it. But Marina, being an impulsive teenager, didn't realize the wiggle room in such an agreement. And so as Valgavoth continued to grow, Marina has been living essentially in a fantasy world. One where the house is still nice around her and she doesn't realize how many years have really passed. There's a possible element of self-delusion here. Maybe Marina doesn't want to believe that she had accidentally kickstarted the end of her world. But she still exists today, looking just like she did when she first made that pact with the demon. And with the world of the house bending around her, and she's not noticing details like the house is much bigger than it should be. Anyway, let me know what you want me to cover next. We should have the full set soon, so I'll be going through flavor gems and things like that next week.